Good day, students. Today in JSS 2 Social Studies we are studying industry in Nigeria, the types of industries that exist in our country and the challenges they face. Developing a strong industrial base is essential for Nigeria's economic growth, job creation, and technological development. Industry refers to the systematic production of goods through manufacturing, processing, and construction. Industrial activity transforms raw materials into finished or semi-finished products that meet human needs and generate employment and income. Types of industries in Nigeria. Extractive industries are industries that extract natural resources from the earth or sea. These include oil and gas extraction, mining of solid minerals, and fishing. Nigeria's oil and gas industry is the largest extractive industry, dominated by multinational companies like Shell, Chevron, Total Energies, and ENI, working alongside the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, known as NNPC, now converted to a limited liability company called NNPC Limited. Solid mineral extraction includes limestone mining for cement, tin and columbite from Plateau State, iron ore from Kogi State, gold from Zamfara and Kebbi, and coal from Enugu. Nigeria has over 40 solid mineral types, most of which are underexploited. Manufacturing industries produce finished goods from raw materials. Nigeria's manufacturing sector includes food and beverage processing, the largest subsector. Companies like Dangote Flour Mills, Nestle Nigeria, Unilever Nigeria, and Cadbury Nigeria process local agricultural products into packaged foods, beverages, and consumer goods. Textile and garment manufacturing, historically important in Kano, Kaduna, and Lagos, but severely weakened by electricity problems and competition from cheap Asian imports. At its peak, Nigeria had over 100 textile mills. Today only a handful remain operational. Cement manufacturing, a genuine success story. Nigeria moved from being a major cement importer to becoming self-sufficient and even an exporter, largely through the investment of Dangote Cement, which operates plants across multiple states. BECE Cement and Lafarge also have major plants. Cement production capacity has expanded massively. Pharmaceutical manufacturing, companies like Emza Pharmaceutical, Chipharma, and May & Baker produce medicines locally. However, Nigeria still imports most of its pharmaceutical needs. Automobile assembly, several companies including Innocent Vehicle Manufacturing in Nui, Anambra State, assemble vehicles in Nigeria. Innocent is notable as an entirely Nigerian-owned vehicle manufacturer producing cars, buses, and trucks. Steel and metal manufacturing, the Ojikuta Steel Complex in Kogi State was built with Soviet technical assistance in the 1970s and 1980s at enormous cost, but has never operated at full capacity. Delta Steel Company and the rolling mills in Katsina, Osogbo, and Jos have faced similar challenges. Steel production remains one of Nigeria's most significant industrial gaps. Construction industry, a large and growing sector, driven by demand for housing, roads, bridges, and commercial buildings. The construction industry employs millions of Nigerians in both formal and informal capacities. Cottage and small-scale industries, small workshops and home-based producers making traditional crafts, furniture, clothing, processed foods, and other goods for local markets. These provide livelihoods for millions of Nigerians and form an important part of the informal economy. Challenges of industry in Nigeria. Inadequate and unreliable electricity supply is perhaps the single biggest obstacle to industrial development. Most factories in Nigeria must generate their own electricity using diesel generators, which adds significantly to production cost and makes Nigerian goods less competitive than imports produced with cheap, reliable power. Poor infrastructure, including bad roads, congested ports, inadequate rail, and limited water supply, raises logistics costs and makes production more expensive. High cost of finance, interest rates on business loans in Nigeria are among the highest in the world, making it expensive for manufacturers to borrow money for investment. Competition from imported goods, especially cheap goods from China and other Asian countries, undercuts local manufacturers who face higher production costs. Insecurity, attacks, kidnapping, and banditry in parts of Nigeria disrupt supply chains and deter investors. Corruption and regulatory inefficiency, multiple taxation, arbitrary levies, and slow bureaucratic processes make the business environment difficult. Solutions include massive investment in power generation and distribution, improvement of roads, ports, and rail, protection for infant industries through appropriate tariffs, access to affordable credit for manufacturers, one-stop-shop regulatory reforms to simplify business registration, and aggressive industrialization policies similar to those that transformed Southeast Asian economies in the late 20th century. Nigeria's industrial potential is enormous. With its large domestic market, abundant raw materials, and young workforce, Nigeria has all the ingredients for an industrial revolution. The missing ingredient is effective governance and investment in infrastructure.